Hello, everyone. I believe we are live now. So welcome to our webinar, SEO, the ultimate guide for improving your online visibility and performance. We are going to wait just a couple of minutes while people continue to log on. We'll just wait about a minute or so before we get started into today's presentation that I'm really excited for is providing you guys info on SEO. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, go ahead and in the chat, which you should be able to see on your right-hand side, there's a little chat bubble. Feel free to let us know where you are joining us from. We would love to hear. So go ahead and share where you're from. Minnesota, Lakewood, Colorado. Awesome. I am reporting in from Los Angeles, California. Massachusetts, welcome Linda, welcome Cynthia, welcome John. Demetrius, welcome from Charlotte. We've got people from all over. We are representing. This is awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today. Okay, we'll wait about one more minute and then we'll get started into today's presentation. What are you guys most excited to learn about for SEO? Or what is maybe one thing you hope to learn from this presentation? Go ahead and let us know in the chat as well. And while you guys are logging in those answers into the chat, I'm going to go ahead and get us started and get us rolling. So my name is Rachel Gombosch. I'm the Community and Content Marketing Manager here at Virtuance. And I'm going to be your host today. I'm going to be walking you through all of the SEO introductions and best practices. And I'm also joined by our content managing editor, Emily Miracle. She is going to be helping me out and handling the chat for me. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. Emily will be answering those on my behalf while I'm going through all of the information. And then at the very end, we'll also leave some time where me and Emily will be here to answer any questions for you, or maybe just reiterate some really good questions that were in the chat. So with that, I want to go ahead and get us started. Oh, also too, if I go too fast, do not worry, this will be sent out as a replay with all of the information. So if I'm starting to talk really fast, don't worry, you'll get a replay that you can rewind on and review all of the information we go over today. So real quick before we get started, if you haven't had an opportunity to know who we are Virtuance. We're a company specializing in visual marketing and real estate photography with a mission to offer the world's premier real estate visual solution. So we're a team of marketing experts, scientists, problem solvers, artists, and we're striving to provide our clients with consistently stunning images and visual solutions that are ultimately going to help you to win more listings, sell your homes faster, save you time and money, improve your brand, and advance your marketing efforts. So real quick, I want to go over what today's session will look like. We are talking about a bit of a dense topic. We're talking about SEO. But specifically on how to get started in your SEO journey and how it can benefit you as a real estate professional in a really big way. So even though SEO can seem really intimidating at first, we've put together this presentation for you, this guide on everything you need to know, all of the basic information. So today we'll be discussing what is SEO and why it is important for your business, SEO definitions, the important terms to know, how to start using SEO in your business, and then also just some really good SEO tools to help you guys get started. So with that, we've got a lot to cover. So let's go ahead and begin. So what is SEO and why does it matter? Why is it so important? So search engine optimization, or SEO, helps search engines, think Safari, Google, Yahoo, Bing, find your website easier. So by incorporating SEO efforts on your real estate website, in your social media, on your blog, or other online marketing materials, you essentially make it really easy for potential leads to find you, especially if they are ready to buy or sell a home. So the majority of people are going to be selecting a service if it appears on the first couple pages of a Google search. So just for context, I want you guys, please feel free to put this in the chat as well. When was the last time you went to page 12 of a Google search? So ponder on that for a second. When you've turned to Google to ask them a question, when was the last time you actually managed to scroll all the way out to page 12? I know for me, I think the closest I've ever gotten to that is maybe I would scroll to page 3, maybe page 4. But this is really important because if a potential client is in need of your services, you want to make sure that your business is popping up first. You don't want to be on page 12. You want to be on page 1, 2, or 3. So although real estate is also considered a more traditional industry, a lot of it has also shifted online into the digital space, which means you need to use traditional and digital strategies together in conjunction to really get your name and your brand out there. So with SEO, if you begin to create content around what your target audience is commonly searching, what they're commonly going to Google for, adding in SEO efforts on your blog and website, you'll be able to rank higher on search engines. Higher rankings are going to lead to more visibility and in turn generating more leads and sales for you, which is exactly what we want. So for some additional context, imagine you are a real estate agent out here in Los Angeles. So in order to maximize your website's visibility, you want to ensure that anyone looking for agents, brokerages, or real estate services in your area, in this case for me, the Los Angeles area, you want them to find you really easy over any other business in that local market. And that's why SEO plays such a crucial role in this, is it helps that search engine locate where you're at and what services you provide as well. So by putting together and optimizing your online presence, again, you're more likely to see potential leads, which leads to an increase in sales. So nevertheless, before we dive into details on how to incorporate SEO, I really just want to clarify a couple of those really important terms to get you guys started. So first, SEO, we already touched on this a bit, but just to reiterate, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it helps search engines, again, Safari, Google, Bing, Yahoo, find your website easier. So Google and these other search engines are ultimately really attractive to your clientele, your potential buyers, because it allows them to find almost anything within seconds, right? We always turn to Google if we have a question because we can get an answer in under 5 seconds. So by optimizing your content, you're showing search engines that it is relevant to users, what they're searching for, right? So they're going to these search engines and asking a question, you are providing the answer, and Google picks that up. So using SEO effectively, again, is rewarding your site with higher search engine rankings. The second term I want to go over is what's known as search intent. So every search is driven by search intent. This is also called user intent. So Google's top priority, Bing's top priority, all these search engines' top priority is to understand and satisfy search intent. So pages that are ranking on this first, second, third page, they've all passed this Google test, this search engine test on search intent. So think of this as the reason of like why your clientele, why someone is actually going to this search engine. It's because, again, they're looking for an answer to a particular question. They have an intention of going to that site and finding an answer. The next term is your target keywords or target SEO keywords. So these are just phrases or keywords in your web content, in your online content that allow search engines to find your site. So these search engines are scanning through all of these different websites, all these different blogs, online material to, again, find answers to a user's question. So these are phrases and keywords that Google, Bing, Yahoo, Safari all pick up to answer or satisfy someone's search intent. The next term is search volume. So in SEO, search volume is telling you how many people are actually actively searching for a particular keyword. So in general, the higher the search volume, the more people are searching for that term. So typically, really broad keywords like real estate agent or real estate agent near me are going to have really, really high search volumes instead of something perhaps a little more niche, as if I went to Google and I said, hey, find me a real estate agent in Colorado Springs, find me a real estate agent in Los Angeles, California, right? Those are more niche, those are more detailed. So they are likely going to have smaller search volumes than those more general terms. And it's important to keep in mind that search volumes are also continuously updated. And this is really kind of based on seasons. It's based on trends. It's based on someone's season in life. Maybe they're a first-time home buyer, but they're not going to be a first-time home buyer down the line. So you're going to see fluctuations in search volume based on, again, these different seasons or trending topics as well. And then the final term that we're going to go over is keyword difficulty. So a keyword's difficulty is another really important term in understanding SEO, as it's ultimately telling you literally exactly what it says, how difficult it is to rank for a particular keyword. So keyword difficulty ranges from 0 to 100. It's most difficult to rank for a keyword that has a keyword difficulty of 100, while it's easier to rank for a keyword with a keyword difficulty of 0. Also, depending on what SEO tool you might be using, this value might be displayed as a percentage, or it might be displayed as a whole number. Again, it kind of just depends on what tool you're using. Just remember that the closer you are to 100, the harder it is to rank for that particular keyword. The closer you are to 0, the easier it is to rank for that particular keyword. And most often, keywords with the highest search volumes also have the highest keyword difficulties. So keep that in mind. So again, just as reference, it might be more difficult to rank for a keyword such as real estate agent near me than it is for something such as Denver real estate agent in Colorado Springs, that are focused around your local market. It's important to pay attention to your keyword difficulty, ultimately because you just don't want to waste your time, especially when you're just getting started and you're just building out that SEO foundation, right? You want to target keywords that you have a really good chance of ranking for. So keep that in mind when you're looking into keyword difficulty. So now that we have gone over what the definitions are, what SEO is, how it ultimately works, I want to talk about how we can incorporate SEO keywords into your website and your blog articles, and how this can ultimately help your business. So we're getting started with SEO. So using SEO keywords. So remember, keywords in SEO, these are terms people are searching for. So the reason they are turning to Google, Safari, Bing in the first place is because they're trying to find an answer to their question. So each time you type something into a search engine, it is logged as an SEO keyword or query. So I think it can easily be mistaken that a keyword is just one singular word, but it is more of a phrase. Again, it's that question someone is typing into Google. Keywords are also known as queries as well. So think of keywords again as that question or that prompt you're asking the search engine to answer. And you should include SEO keywords on your website to help search engines find you when someone is searching for those answers, meaning you want Google to recognize that you are answering the questions that your target audience is asking. So creating web pages and creating blogs related to your target audience and common questions that they're asking, and incorporating keywords into those websites and blogs is going to be the easiest way to implement SEO and get you more online visibility. So when we talk about including keywords, where should you ultimately be including them? So when you think about where to include these keywords, think about the actual copy that's on your website or in your blog. There's an opportunity to include an SEO keyword or keywords or phrase in your titles, your headings, and your body text. So real quick, let's just take a look at the screen for this example. So this is just an example of one of our blogs that we actually have up on our website. So I want to go through and highlight some of the keywords that we have included into this particular piece of web content. The first one is right there in the title, top real estate SEO keywords. So by including that, we are solving the search intent of what are the top real estate SEO keywords that maybe someone is typing into Google trying to find the answer to. So when Google is scanning for the top real estate SEO keywords, we have it right in the title showing that we have a whole article based on answering that particular question. Another example you can see down here in the body text. If you can't read it, it says Denver real estate agent. So this is solved by including that keyword. It's solving, again, the search intent of Denver real estate agents, maybe real estate agents near me or real estate agents in Denver. And then the final one I want to point out, this one is literally practically verbatim, but why SEO is important for real estate marketing is included in this bottom paragraph right here in the copy. And that's answering the search intent of why is SEO important for real estate marketing. So again, you're just including these phrases within your content, showing that you're answering a user's search intent. So targeting keywords, I want to go over this because this is pretty important. More specifically, it's recommended to target keywords with a lower to mid search volume. So remember, search volume is how many people are actively searching for that particular keyword. So small volumes are going to be between 100 and 1,000 searches, while a medium volume is going to be between 10,000 and 100,000 searches. So focusing all your efforts on keywords with high search volumes are only going to help your page rank if you already have a really good foothold in the industry and the online space, and you're already seeing thousands of visitors per month to your website, right? So you want to have a mix of targeting keywords. So solely targeting high volume keywords is not necessarily ideal when you're just getting started. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to begin targeting keywords that have a high search volume and a low keyword difficulty. Again, a high search volume, a low keyword difficulty. This means that the keyword is actively being searched by a good amount of people, but the keyword itself is going to be really easy for you to rank for. So again, when you get started, a good place to start is targeting keywords, high search volume, low keyword difficulty. So I want to cover real quick where else you can use SEO keywords. So I already covered that you want to incorporate these keywords, these queries into your website. You want to incorporate them into your blog. If you're writing blog content, again, you're satisfying a user's search intent. But there's also other ways that you can actually include and incorporate your SEO efforts through different mediums. And one of these, or the third option we're going to cover real quick, is image optimization. So although it might seem a little bit unrelated, having high quality professional real estate photography on your site or on your blog can really boost your search engine ranking, as well as make you just in general look more professional online. So when you're adding images, some of the SEO best practices to think about are your image size. So if your images are too large, that can decrease your loading time for your website, which will then negatively impact your SEO efforts. So in order to avoid this, you want to make sure that you are using web-friendly images. A web-friendly image is one that is around 72 dpi, which means dots per inch, which ultimately is just referring to the image resolution. Also for image optimization, don't do the crazy wacko titles where it's got all these numbers and letters. Use that title to your advantage. So it's okay if the image name is very long. This can actually help you with targeting different keywords. So tailor the name of the image to what someone may be searching for. This could even just be, maybe it's an image of one of your listings. It could literally be the listing address - living room. Again, it's helping you rank on those different terms, especially it's really good. Google loves location-based keywords. So that's a really good opportunity, again, for you to have an easy nav for helping you to rank for SEOs, including your website or your listing address into the name of the actual image. And then additionally, there's what's known as alternative tags or text for your images. So these were originally created for people who were visually impaired. And now they're being used as also a SEO effort. So when you're adding an image to your website or blog, you're given the option to include alternative text or alternative tags. So search engines are indexing these alternative tags as a description of the image, which can also then boost your SEO rankings. So keep that in mind when it comes to image optimization. Your pictures can do a lot for your SEO efforts. And then finally, you can actually also use SEO on social media. So in addition to optimizing images, your social media can add to your SEO efforts and boost your online presence, which is really awesome. Especially I know as you guys are being told to get on social media and get your face out there. But social SEO, just for reference, involves including relevant information and keywords onto your posts, into the context of your posts, into the captions, alternative texts on social media, subtitles, closed captionings if you're doing video. So the SEO process in social media is actually very similar to SEO, the SEO process in traditional search engine efforts. So keep that in mind. Use keyword-rich captioning when you're trying to describe your property, right? That's where social media can come into play. So some SEO best practices. We are beginning to wrap up. I just want to cover a couple SEO best practices to get you started on the right foot in this SEO journey for you guys. So this first best practice, you want to make sure that you are aligning your keywords and your content again with search intent. If you'd like to rank on page 1 of Google, you need to understand search intent. You need to understand what your target audience is looking for, and you need to create content that matches that search intent. Number 2, start small. This, I think, is one of the biggest pieces we can push, especially if you're just getting started in SEO. Start small by targeting easier keywords. So if you're just starting out, targeting easier keywords with a lower difficulty is going to help you establish your presence on the web. And then from there, you can begin targeting a wider range of search volumes and keyword difficulties. But if you're just getting started, start small by targeting easier keywords. Number 3, experiment. Test things out. Try what works out for you. So experiment with search volume, keyword difficulty, and different topics. So when you create web pages or blogs that have SEO incorporated into them, you want to target keywords with mixes of search volume and keyword difficulty. Again, like I mentioned before, if you're just getting started, you want to try to find keywords that have a high search volume and a low keyword difficulty. And if you're successful, you should find it easier as you create and establish more content. You'll find it easier to start ranking on search engines as you create that content. And just don't forget that these numbers are fluctuating depending on search trends. So that's where mixing things up and experimenting with different keywords is really going to come into play, because if you just now start including, Denver real estate agent into your content, that might change as time goes on. Maybe someone moves and you start noticing you're actually getting an influx of people from different areas. So keep that in mind, that you want to include different search volumes and keyword difficulties. You also want to lean towards providing information or teaching your reader rather than just being solely sales oriented. So by covering a variety of topics related to real estate, your content can reach also a wider audience and help you gain more leads. You don't want to necessarily just be sell online. You want to make sure that you're actually providing value and educational resources to your target audience, because those are the things they're going to actually be looking for. So find a few keywords that relate to your local market, that maybe relate to your niche. If you focus on first-time home buyers, or if you focus on luxury, that focus on what you're specializing in, right? And begin writing blog articles, begin adding different keywords to your website. And then once you feel comfortable, you can start, again, experimenting with additional keywords and content. And then finally, this one's important. You want to avoid what's known as keyword stuffing. So keyword stuffing is referring to the practice of filling up a web page or filling up a blog with just a bunch of keywords to manipulate the search engines in a way to help find you. This can actually really backfire on you. So for instance, that script I showed you, that blog article I showed you where I was pointing out the different keywords, there were only in those first couple paragraphs, 3 different keywords that we pointed out. You don't want every single paragraph to be nonstop keywords, because that's keyword stuffing. Again, that can backfire on you. A lot of times too, people will try to stuff in keywords by incorporating them into blog articles via a list or a group. And you'll find that when you read these types of articles, the content seems really unnatural or out of context. So you want to avoid that. Do what's really natural. Pick keywords that are actually going to help your business and help potential leads find you. Okay, so I want to go over a couple of tools. There's a bunch of really great tools out there for exploring and researching SEO keywords. So you can see what people are searching for in relation to real estate or to your particular market with free tools like SEMrush or SEMrush, depending on how you want to say it. There's tools like Keyword Surfer, which can just be installed on your Google Chrome. And then there's also Ahrefs. So these are going to help you target specific keywords and find the data, the search volumes, the keyword difficulties. So these come free. They also have paid plans if you want to get more in depth into your research. Also to explore keywords and different search queries of what people are looking for, right? You can use tools such as Google Keyword Planner. And there's also a really great tool that I highly recommend called Answer the Public. And this is where you essentially type in a topic and it will generate a bunch of questions that people are asking online that then you can go back and answer to help with your SEO efforts. So that's a really great tool. Highly recommend, especially if you're just getting started, to go to Answer the Public. Additionally, those tools, they offer typically free courses. So if you're just logging on to SEMrush and you're starting to get overwhelmed, don't worry. They have all of them have beginner courses that you can check out to help you get set up on the right foot. And also as well, we've got a free guide. So you guys should be able to see a green button below my screen. It says download the ultimate beginner's guide. We'll also send this out in a follow-up email after this webinar, after we're done. But please download that. It's got the definitions we went over. It's got some really great steps to get started with. And it's a really good starting point for you. So go ahead and download that. We've created that for you just for joining us today. And as we wrap up, I just want to go over how we can also help you guys in your SEO efforts. So to help you also get started with SEO, we actually provide supporting resources to help you gain more online visibility with very little effort on your part. So the Virtuance Marketing Suite is our all-in-one marketing platform and content delivery system that you can use to help you generate more leads, review different analytics, and also help in your SEO efforts. So every order, every photo shoot comes with the Virtuance Marketing Suite, which also includes your own single listing websites, robust analytics, and the ability to also download images that are web friendly, like we mentioned before, to help with your SEO efforts and increase those efforts as well. And with that, I want to thank you all so much for joining us today. I hope you got some really good value out of this. I do want to take some time before we wrap up to open it up to any questions that anyone may have that me and Emily can maybe answer. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. We're happy to answer those for you. And while you're doing that, while you're thinking of questions, I do also just want to plug real quick that we have a brand new podcast episode out. So if you haven't taken the opportunity yet to listen to the Curb Appeal podcast, it's a really great real estate marketing podcast that we've created for you guys, providing really actionable tips and tricks to help you in your marketing efforts within the industry. So we just had a new episode released yesterday, and we actually uncover 15 top SEO keywords that you should be using this year. So please feel free to check that out to give you a little bit of a head start on which keywords you should be plugging into your different online resources. And that is correct, John. So John asked, let me start over reading that. Did you say the link to this recording will be in the email? Yes, we will provide a follow-up recording to this. We'll also link out the podcast episode that I just mentioned, and we will also be providing you with the link to the Ultimate Beginner's Guide, again, that you can download right now. But that way, if you want to share it with your team and share this video with your team, you will have the capability to do that. So yes, we will be sharing all of that in the follow-up email. And it looks like there's no more questions. So again, I just want to thank you guys for joining us today. I really hope that you got a lot of value out of this. Please feel free when you get the replay to share this with your teams. And as always, feel free to follow up with us if you have any other questions. And with that, I hope you guys have a fantastic